So I want to apologize for the fact that you can't read these numbers right here. I don't know why this camera's resolution is so lame. It's probably because it's cheap. I'm going to buy a better one, I promise, and it will not be as hard to read when we do videos, okay? So this says right here, I'm going to go ahead and scratch that out, okay? It says 3x, okay? And this over here, it says 63. I'll make those a little bigger, okay? 63 degrees. So we're supposed to know by vertical angle theorem that this angle equals this angle, okay? And if you can't prove that, you should be able to, and you should practice that because you're going to have to tomorrow. So the equation we're going to write over here is that 63 equals 3x. And if I divide both sides by 3, we see that x has to be 21. 21 times 3 makes 63, so 63 divided by 3, that's 21. And we pick 21. Nice and easy, okay? All following from the first equation that those two are equal, because these angles opposite of each other, when you see this X shape, have to be equal, okay? So over here, of course, you guys can't see the number that we need to see, all right? This number is 31. And over here, this says 6x plus 1. All right, plus 1. So we're going to set up the equation 31 degrees equals 6x plus 1. And if I subtract 1 from this side and 1 from that side, we get the equation 6x equals 30. And if I divide both sides by 6, should be pretty obvious, x equals 5. 6 times 5 is 30. So we see x equals 5, and we choose it right there, okay? Well, these problems are different, okay? Don't set these equal to each other. And I hope that you at least use your eyeballs and think about the fact that this angle is obtuse and this angle over here is narrow and acute. So they don't look equal. So don't just start thinking that they're equal just because they're there and because that's what we did up here, okay? Try to keep your rhythm and everything, but don't fall into a mindless rhythm where you're not thinking about what you're doing. So we need to notice the fact that these two angles are on the same line. Right? These two angles are a linear pair of angles, okay? And so they add up to 180. So I'm going to use the fact that x plus 14 plus 143 equals 180. And that's how I'm going to solve the equation. So we have 14 plus 143. That makes 157. And that equals 180. So now if I take 157 from this side and take 157 from this side, we're going to find the answer real quick. Okay, x equals 23. Okay, x equals 23. So pick 23 and keep working. So now we see, again, a linear pair of angles. Okay, that's what you're getting tested on right here is can you identify a linear pair and then solve it. This says x plus 4, and this says 6x plus 1. Okay, let's see if maybe you could read that as I get closer. It's not always that easy to tell with this lame camera. So here we go. We're going to set up the equation that 6x plus 1, that's this angle right here, plus x plus 4, the angle up here. Okay, these are a linear pair of angles, and like I said, they have to add up to 180. So we're going to add the 6 and the x, and we'll get 7x, the 6x with the x, right? And then we're going to add the 1 and the 4. This is called combining like terms. Notice I didn't say 6x plus 4 makes 10x. You can only add x's with x's, and you can only add numbers with regular numbers, okay? So on this side, we got 180. Now I would subtract 5 from both sides, and then we see that this makes 175, right? And this is 7x. So we'll have to divide both sides by 7, okay? And x equals, well, 7 times what equals 175? Yeah, 7 quarters is $1.75. So hopefully you could remember that 7 times 25 equals 125. All right, so yeah, x equals 25. You'll figure it out. Since the answer has to be here, that will help you also. Okay, so far so good.